crafty friends, I have another altered canvas for you, and I'm totally so excited about this whole mixed media journey. I'm loving it. So the other day we were sitting in church, and they made an announcement that one of our pastors, actually not the senior pastor, but the one right below him, had received a call to go to another church, and he had accepted. And it immediately made my crafty mind say, I have to make something for him. And I had a hard time focusing in church because I was creating in my head. And I know that's wrong and that's bad, but that's what happened. Anyway, so I had this whole idea in my head before I even got home. And I did this Monday. So I had this cross in my stash, and it's a wooden cross. I picked it up at Michael's, and it's just a flat cross. And I had recently gotten my wood grain from my wood grain stencil from Tim Holtz. So I wood grain stenciled it, and all I did, guys, is use wall spackle. Wall spackle. I didn't use anything fancy. I went to Home Depot. I got a $5 container of wall spackle, and that's what I used for all my stenciling. So I did that, and I didn't have any brown. No, I did have brown. At first, I didn't know I had any brown, so I used Distress ink. No, a Distress Tim Holtz ink pad, and I just kind of rubbed it over and I sprayed it, and it didn't look that great. But then I remembered I had some brown magicals, so I used that. And then afterwards, I took some black paint and kind of dabbed it here and there, a dry brush on it. And yeah, somebody gifted me, I don't know, 5 or 6 of these hearts. And I think they used to have like little Christmas lights in them. Anyway, I painted that red, and then after it dried, I dabbed it with some black, and I put some glitter texture paste across it, and the wings were gold. I got those in the $1.50 bin at Michael's, and I painted them with gesso, and then I painted them with this yellow gold color, and then I used some of the red magicals, and then I put some black on them, and that's how I got them to look like that. I also had this crown in my stash, and that's a Michael's $1.50 bin crown, and I gessoed it and painted it the same color as the sun, with some gold I had in my stash, and then I covered it with glossy accents and a little bit of stickles. So a lot of dimension. Underneath the word believe, let me tilt you back down. The word believe is just a metal word I had in my stash, and I thought it was perfect for that, but and then this is Tim Holtz stencil, the green. Actually, it was supposed to be more like a blue, but it kind of turned out green, but that's okay. It's mixed media, and there's no mistakes in mixed media. Then, of course, down here, I used the beautiful sun Tim Holtz stencil, and I went ahead and extended my beams to come out all the way, and that was like super easy. Just once everything dried, I just went over that. And then down here, I had planned to do flowers, and I didn't like how the flowers looked. So I put some more of the wall spackle on there, and I was going to try to make it brown to look like the earth. And I added these little micro beads, and I really liked how that looked. And as it sat drying, it started pulling the yellow color, it started pulling it into the white wall spackle. And I just decided I'd coat it with glossy accents, and I left it. And I love how it looks. Oh, let me show you on the edge. I did use some trim I had in my stash just to cover up the edge. I had painted the edge, but I didn't really like how it looked. So I did add that. And then it'll just be hung with 2 nails right here. So, I'm really happy with that canvas. I think it turned out beautiful, and I hope that the pastor will hang it in his office and always remember us at St. John's Lutheran Church. You know, his time with us. He's been there, oh gosh, 8 or 10 years. So we're really going to miss him. He was the pastor who came and visited Shane in the hospital. And, yeah, just my little way of saying, hey, you know, it wasn't a big deal for you to come to the hospital. But a lot of times it's the little things that you do for other people that mean the most. All right. Happy scrappy days, guys. Let me know what you think.